Hi, welcome back everyone. Our today's session is on quality assurance and improvement of the audit process. So this is section 1.11 and of part B of domain 1. So with this we will come to an end to domain 1. So at the end of this session, one should have a good understanding of what is a CSA, what are the benefits, what are the disadvantages, and what is integrated auditing. CSA stands for Control Self Assessment. So in this, the employees themselves conduct periodic proactive reviews of the controls. So it's a management technique basically to assure the various stakeholders who are involved that the employees are aware and they are actually periodically proactively improving upon the controls. This is generally done through workshops where the IS auditor works as a facilitator. So as a facilitator, the IS auditor doesn't get involved but ensures that people are able to work out their ways, people are able to put in their views, and the IS auditor also should have a good understanding of the process on which the workshop he or she is conducting. So he or she should be also in a position to give in those extra inputs as an auditor so as to improve the controls and the processes involved. So what are the objectives? So it actually leverages the internal audit function by shifting some of the control monitoring responsibilities to the functional areas. Since the functional team members are involved, it doesn't cut out, obviously, it cannot cut out the internal audit function, but it leverages, it acts on to improve upon the internal audit function. It allows the line managers who are the auditees responsible for their controls. Since they are absolutely involved, they are a part and parcel. So it is the managers who monitor the controls. So what are the benefits? In such a scenario, there is every good chance that there could be an early detection of risk because it is coming from the line managers. It is an involvement of the IS auditor also. It is an involvement of the people who are also working on the shop floor. So there is a very good chance of an early detection of the risk. It would give rise to effective and more improved internal controls. It would be a cohesive team since the team is actually working together. It would give a sense of belongingness and ownership to the team because they would be held responsible for those controls. They would have right over those controls. They could review those controls. Again, it would give rise to employee awareness. It would basically bring down the control cost. And with the entire proactive review process, the audit rating process would also improve, and throwing out a better assurance to the stakeholders and an assurance to the top management. What are the disadvantages of CSA? Many of the times it could be considered as an extra workload. It could be considered as an audit function replacement, which it is not. Audit function remains as it is. A CSA is just a workshop. So it could also damage the employee morale, where the employee suggests some improvement areas and there are no actions on those improvement area suggestions. And it would also limit effectiveness due to lack of motivation. What is integrated auditing? So understanding of business and IT control structures are very important. So when an integrated auditing happens, which covers all the elements of the audits, so one has to understand the business risks. It needs to be identified, it needs to be properly documented and understood. Once that is done, the key control identifications need to be done. Once identification of the controls are done so as to address those business risks, a review and understanding the designing of the key controls needs to be broken down to. IT supported key controls need to be tested. Management controls need to be tested for their operational effectiveness. Again, it's a combined report on opinion on control risk, design, and weakness, and a single audit of an entity with one comprehensive report. So, with this, we come to an end of our today's session. So, our session tomorrow will be the last on domain 1. We would just see certain facets on domain 1 before we push on to domain 2. Thanks everyone for hearing me out.